John, what's going on, my man?
Hey, how's it going? Can you see me?
I cannot see you yet. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. I see you now.
Here we are. Here we go.
How are we feeling today, man?
I'm all right, man. How are you?
I cannot complain. Where are you calling me from? What state are you in?
California.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah. I live
Now,
in Northern California up in the mountains.
very cool, man. What do you do for a living right now?
Right now I'm actually just kind of transitioning from being a PE teacher to really kind of just figuring it out. I know I want to, be in health and fitness and try to, kind of figure out a life there. I think that's where my heart is. So
Cool. How long ago were you a PE teacher?
how long ago?
Yeah.
Well, just this last year, I stopped teaching.
Okay, cool. So you
So
stopped at like the end of this last year, like the end of the school year, or?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. And you just kind of realized this just wasn't for you anymore?
Well, you know what? It's just tough, man. Right now, the politics and all the stuff, and people really just is that big light right there bothering you?
No, I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, it's just kind of rough. Where how do I put it? People's morals and values aren't as high set as I feel they should be. Trying to work in a in a setting like that, and
Yeah.
I thought it might just be easier working with people who want to be there, and
100.
who yeah, want to be there.
Cool. Cool, man. Do you have any like background history with any like training, any certifications, anything like that?
I do have, well, I have my degree in kinesiology, and then
Okay.
I have a just a degree cert in where is it? Um, just a basic certification in weightlifting.
Okay, cool.
And
Now,
then
have you
I'm
ever?
go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, and then I just have a little bit of experience. I played 2 years college football, so I got that collegiate kind of strength and conditioning, all that in there. Um, and then other than that, that's pretty much all I have so far.
Yeah, that's not a problem. We actually offer an optional certification at no additional charge, but it's like equal parts fitness, equal parts nutrition. It might even be like a basic review for you since you have a kinesiology degree, but it makes you feel a little bit more qualified, more confident to put together programming design, programming variables, just different nutrition tactics, things of that nature. So we offer that as
Mhm.
well. So we take care of that for you. As far as like the reason as to why you want to be a fitness coach, what would that be?
I love fitness training. I love being in the weight room. Um, I love seeing people get over that, that hump of, oh, I'm really not feeling too great. Maybe I'm depressed. Maybe I'm, feeling certain ways, and kind of helping them get get to that level where they can, weekly um, get their, I guess, fitness in, learn how to um, strength train, and really kind of, you know,
Yeah, man. What do you feel like? What do you think online coaching is going to give you as an individual? Are we looking for like financial freedom, more flexibility? What are we looking for?
definitely. So probably financial freedom, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Um, actually building a business with clients. and having that be my my financial stability.
Yeah, 100%. Now, would you be looking at doing online coaching and in-person training, or are we just geared more toward the online platform?
You know what, I'm just kind of launching off here, um not that I'm trying to find the easiest platform to get to that stability, but online would be cool. I think it would give me something, to work for and to, possibly, be successful in. I do like working with people, in real life, I guess you could say. But so, it just depends on, how this really goes. I looked at some of the other videos that some of your other clients had put on,
Mhm.
and how they went about, making videos and you know um, doing some things, and I thought that was kind of interesting to be able to um, you know build up clientele that way, and um, um, really use, I mean, really they're using the 4 social medias that some of them had talked about, to their advantage. So I mean, it's really just kind of figuring out where to go here. you know um i'm I'm pretty keen on using, making videos and putting them on social media such as Instagram, or um you know even YouTube, or um I don't know if Facebook is one of the ones you guys use.
Yep.
um but yeah, so I mean, it would just really have myself be able to set up, just get a camera, set up set up what I need to do, and then film the content. So I'm really just kind of just really jumping off here.
Yeah,
um
100%. So it kind of sounds like we're in the first initial beginning stages, correct?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Now, what do you feel like is going to be the biggest challenge to really get this thing up and running to a spot where you feel comfortable?
um well, I think I'd probably want to, figure out what clientele I would want to actually work with, and who can I work with, what would work out. Um, Laying out certain, um, it really depends on the clients, what's their goal. Um, um, yeah, and really what I can give to them, you know
So it
through the.
sounds, yeah, it sounds like you're looking for, or you're mentioning that right now the biggest bottleneck is trying to dictate what problems you solve for individuals, as in like what specialty we're going to be moving into, and then also like the offer and pricing based upon what we're offering. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I have no clue actually what you're really offering and what clientele you could set up, or how's that all work. How do you guys do that?
This is a great transition because we're actually going to be covering every single one of those questions in our actual
Mm.
presentation. So right now, I'm just kind of trying to get some more information about you, but here in like the next 5 minutes, we're going to deep dive into all of that. So you can see step by step. It's a very systematic process in very specific order to set you up for long-term success. And it can happen in as little as 4 to 6 months, depending on how much of a priority you make this, right? So the
Mm.
individuals that really thrive in this usually have the 3 C's. They're coachable, they're committed, and they're consistent. So coachable, they're able to, take some constructive criticism, but not get hurt over it, right? They're just utilizing what they need to do and
Mhm.
adjust. Consistency, just doing it in, day out, and committed means doing the things they don't want to do just in the same fashion they would for things that they like are absolutely passionate about, right? Entrepreneurship is not for everybody, but at the end of the day, if you really follow the processes, you can make yourself, very financially free, make really good income while impacting other people. It's just there's certain processes within any job, right? There's going to be things you love and things that aren't so pleasant. But we've kind of figured out different ways to strategize that to where it's not so invasive and hard. We try to make sure things are more convenient, more efficient, and we're maximizing our time. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool, my
It
man.
does.
Where would you like to see yourself in the next 4 to 6 months different than where you're currently at?
Well, I mean, I think money kind of comes into it,
For sure.
financial freedom. I think, right now I'm lucky enough to be able to, we're living off my wife's, her income, what she makes. But she has, we have some kids on the way.
Congratulations, brother.
Twins, actually. Yeah.
Oh man,
So
the
she's
2-for-1 combo.
yeah, we're getting two this time. So yeah, that whole part of the life's gonna change a little bit. So having something consistent like we have mentioned here a couple times would definitely be a positive factor. So you say, but in the months allotted, I think if I could start something that I can feel that I see clients able to actually take and then and use in their life. I think that'd be a pretty positive way to start. And able to have some financial freedom there with
Sounds like we want to make sure that we're secure for our family. You want to become that provider that can, you don't have to rely on yourself, but she can actually, also rely on you as well. Now, speaking about that, does your wife know, like your ambitions, your goals to become an online fitness coach?
Yeah, I've mentioned to her. This has all kind of, like I said, I'm just jumping off, and it's pretty new. It's something, transferring, what I love to do, what my knowledge is in, how I like working with people and, setting their goals and achieving them, so she kind of, she knows, where, I guess my knowledge base is at and what I want to do with it. Yeah, but it's, like I said, it's in the really early stages.
For sure. Is she pretty supportive of you?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Cool. What does your wife do for a living?
She manages dentists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she has 5 dentists that she goes around and make sure that they're up and tight.
Cool. All right. What do you feel like you would need from a coach and a mentor? Are you looking for more like accountability and just clear guidance, or what else would you feel like you would need?
Just some guidance here. I guess I really just need to see, how people have done it, so then I can get an idea, and then, you know,
Kind of looking for like a step-by-step process.
Yeah. I mean, to see how, how this works, how much is it really, content orientated where you're making your videos and you're having a, you're putting them online and you're doing all this editing and, and then you're finding somebody to go ahead and, take that information and use it, right? I mean, see, there's a disconnect between reality. If I had somebody able to come in here, we can get your legs in, and we could develop you. But how am I going to transfer it online, to make that successful?
Yep, we're actually going to show you that here in a second. Now, I know we're in the very beginning stages, and I know this is something that truly is something that you're passionate about, and we can make really, a living off of if done the correct way. At this point in time of your life, how much of this is a priority for you to get to reach this goal?
It's a priority. I mean, I feel like I kind of had to step out of, where my heart was, and, kind of get out of that and, figure something else out. And so this is my figuring out of something else.
Yeah.
Put my energy, and my know-how, direct it somewhere.
Yeah. So let me give you some context as far as online coaching. Industry averages on the very low end is $250 a month per client, upwards of $500 per month per client. Okay. So let's just say you're feeling really good, you're feeling really confident, and let's just say you're charging upwards of, let's say, $400 per client a month. Okay. So if you had 25 clients, that gets you 10K a month. All right. So it can happen relatively fast. 25 clients is not even a whole lot. If you had 15 clients, that gets you 6K a month, right? Now that you kind of know those industry averages, what would you like to be seeing yourself make?
Are you talking about like a 10K a month?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a good place to start, I think. If it was obviously less than that starting off, plenty of room to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're in a good spot. I like the fact that you were able to step out of something that you're comfortable with in order to move towards something that you're truly passionate about, because now we have a little bit more time to dictate toward that. So really, if you can dictate anywhere between 10 and 20 hours per week on this, you're in a good spot. If you can dictate 20 hours or more, you're in a dangerously great spot. Do you feel like that time constraint is reasonable for you?
For me, man, I mean, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go. This is going to be my 40-hour a week job.
Love
and
it.
I'm going to put that time into it, until, I feel like I'm, have a solid base to work from and go ahead and move from.
Awesome, man.
So
cool. I love it. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go over a brief overview on what we offer, but then we're going to deep dive into the actual module so you can see step by step how this can evolve for you. Cool?
Yeah.
All right. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Okay, I can see it.
All right, cool. So as you know, we're the Next Level Coaching Academy. This right here is a big deal. We're actually accredited through the Better Business Bureau. We got a rating of an 8 out of a possible A+, which solidifies that we're a legitimate business. And we're also backed by 3 of the largest certification companies in the world: ACE, NASM, and ISSA. Okay. On the success ladder, we have 2 tiers. We got the 10K Accelerator. We've got Mastery Level Coach. So 10K Accelerator is great for an individual such as yourself who is trying to transition from that 9 to 5 and become more of an online trainer or coach. The information this course can give us from 0 up to 10 months. If so, mastery levels for individuals who have been coaching for quite some time. They're already 10K a month on a consistent basis, but their main goal is to eventually get to 100K a month so they can become more of that CEO of their own business. Now, 10K Accelerator is really broken down into 4 phases. The first thing we want to get you to do is get your first couple clients right out the gate. We can't consider ourselves an actual business without paying clients. So once we get paying clients, we'll then establish a business foundation. We're also going to teach you how to generate leads organically utilizing AI technology, and we'll even develop sales and client retention strategies to help you reach, sustain, and surpass 10K per month. Now, on the support side of things, you'll have an assigned one-on-one coach the entire 4 months. This individual has completed both certified coach, 10K coach and mastery level. So they have a 6 or 7 figure business of their own built off the information in this course. You'll have a customized game planning call with that individual to really review where you want to get to and the most efficient way to get there. Every 2 weeks, you'll have Zoom coaching calls. This will go over like any adjustments that need to be made, review the game plan, feedback, and then get very specific instructions on what you need to execute for the upcoming weeks. Then you'll also be introduced to a sales coach. This is phenomenal. Most programs don't also incorporate a sales coach. This is going to be an individual that's going to help you maximize your return on investment, really get you closing down those leads and calls. Typically cover a traditional 9 to 5, go over client delivery, client objection handling, lead generation, marketing, mindset issues, you name it, we deep dive into it. And outside of that, you'll have 24/5 tech support with your coach. So you can text your coach 24 hours a day, and they're contractually obligated to answer all of your questions. Now, becoming a fitness entrepreneur, it's exciting, but it's also overwhelming at times. So we've created what we call the Zenpreneur method. We help with weekly mindset calls. We do breath work and meditation sessions, even journaling to ensure you're in a good headspace to consistently move forward with your business. As far as the resources go, you'll have the course curriculum. You'll have that Zenpreneur method we just got done discussing. We'll even give you agency outsourcing options when you're ready to make specific enhancements to your program. And as mentioned earlier, we do offer an optional certification at no additional charge. Now, this is how we get people from 0 to 10K. All right, this is the secret sauce. 4 phases. Phase 1, act first. What does that mean? It means we're launching our business. We're letting people know who we are and what we're about. We're also going to utilize very specific strategies to get our first couple clients right out the gate. From there, we'll move into organization design. We're going to set up all your back-end systems. We're going to make sure you're a legal business. And we're also going to identify what problems we solve for individuals. Based upon that, we can create our offer and pricing. These first 2 phases will be done within the first month to month and a half. The remaining time will be spent in phase 3 and phase 4. Phase 3, developing consistency. We're going to teach you our organic marketing strategy utilizing AI software. We'll also teach you how to generate leads with NLCA's community lead generation method, which is utilizing WhatsApp group chat. And then we'll also teach you basic sales funnel creations to close down deals more efficiently. Phase 4 is like the fine tuning of everything. We're going to maximize your sales skills, make sure you're closing at a 40% clip or greater. We're really going to have consistent client delivery systems, but we're going to emphasize customer support and client retention to ensure people are happy and they want to stay with us for long periods of time. Any questions on that part?
No, I don't think so. Pretty straightforward.
Cool. Now this is the program itself. 32 total modules. Each module will have an overview link. It'll also be associated with videos. Both the links and the videos are tutorial style, so they show you exactly what to do step by step, so there's no guesswork. So full time, we're just used to get your first couple clients right out the gate. Okay. A lot of the resources we give you are already done for you, so it makes your time more efficient. Then we move into the 10K Accelerator Directory. I want you to view this as onboarding material that'll help you become a better student. It really shows you how to maximize this program to its fullest capacity. From there, we're going to go into the roadmap. So there's going to be broken up into 2 phases. What do we need to get from 0 to 5K? Then what do we need to get from 5 to 10? So again, 0 guesswork. You'll always know what to do and what's expected of you. Now, based upon your specific goals, we want to create a lifestyle around that. So we want to create daily routines and habits to make sure we're headed in the right direction. We also help with mindset issues such as imposter syndrome, fear of failure, anxiety. Those are all natural, normal feelings. But how can we move past that to move forward with our business? We've also identified the top 10 struggles you'll face as a fitness entrepreneur, but we've also provided solutions for all these. From there, we're going to go into the administration systems and ChatGPT. Have you heard of ChatGPT before?
GBT? No, I haven't.
So ChatGPT is like Google on steroids. It's like your virtual assistant, like a high-powered virtual assistant. What it allows us to do is maximize our time and efficiency. We can create SOPs off this. We can create resources, workouts, nutritional guidelines, even templates. It's really easy. It makes things a lot more user-friendly and enhances the customer experience. Then we'll also set up your backend administration system. So Waiver, Stripe to collect payments, DocuSign for client agreements, Typeform and Calendly for people to book calls with you. And then we do have an app we utilize called TrueCoach, which allows us to upload all of our programming, all of our nutrition into one spot, even customize our videos. Financial module will be the same thing here. We're going to set up, we're going to show you your LLC, get your employment identification number, when to pay quarterly taxes, when to open up a business bank account, when to pay yourself, examples of business write-offs, business liability, health insurance, you name it, we deep dive into it. Now, if you were to file these like the old school way, it takes roughly 2 to 3 weeks. We're partnered with an AI and you're able to maximize your time a lot more faster. From there, we're going to move into target setting. We're going to create your 3-year vision, your 1-year vision, your 3-month vision. We're going to deep dive into your specific goals. And then from there, we're going to identify your ideal challenge, as in what problem does your program solve for individuals. Based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. So it's going to be a more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself program. The more that you do for an individual, the higher the ticket offer. That high ticket offer is established upon its length of terms. So we help with the structure of your pricing. We teach you how to create downsells and discounts when applicable as well. From there, we're going to move into organic marketing. We're going to teach you several different tactics to market without having to come out of cost for anything. One way, we're going to teach you how to do 1 hour's worth of work and get over 14 pieces of content created in that 1 hour. Okay. So again, really showing you how to be more convenient and be more efficient. We're also going to show you how to set up podcasts and YouTube so we can expand your reach, expand your message so people understand who you are and what you're about. We'll show you how to market for all things Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So it's more than just randomly posting. It's more than just random videos. There's very specific strategies and resources that we provide to ensure that you're successful. Same thing with Facebook as well. We go all the way down to the hashtag use, how to maximize reels, things of that nature, page aesthetics. And then we'll also show you how to maximize all things. We'll show you how to maximize all things TikTok as well. So how can we make this, benefit us to the long haul? From there, we move into content creation made easy. We're going to introduce you to Canva and Microsoft Designer. We're going to show you how to make your page look more organized, make it look more aesthetically pleasing. We want your social media platforms to kind of look like a storefront. So think when you and your wife are out shopping, something attracts you guys to want to go in that store. It's essentially what we want to have happen when people come across your social media. It's really good for branding and logo design as well. From there, we'll move into the 10K lead generation framework. We believe there's 3 different ways to do this. The first of which is what we call earned media. I want you to think of earned media as people coming directly to you or inbound marketing, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is set up a WhatsApp group chat. So we're going to show you how to do it and explain why it's so important and the strategies behind it. And then from there, we're going to show you very specific strategies to get people coming to you, such as cross-pollination, polls, virtual events, meet and greets. This is probably one of my favorites, the scholarship strategy, and even call to actions. Now, the opposite of that is going to be conversation and calls. This would be considered outbound marketing or you reaching out to individuals first. We'll give you very specific scripts. We'll give you conversation and call examples, but more importantly, we're actually going to show you where to find all these leads on all 3 platforms and how to build and nurture these relationships. And now that we have these people, we're going to utilize that WhatsApp group strategy. So we're going to have all those people filtering in so that way they can be talking to some of your clients that are already training with you. So that way they have more of an intimate connection. They feel like they can trust you, and it's a lot warmer lead by the time it's time for the closing call. Okay. So you had mentioned earlier, finding clients, where to go, how to get them set up. This is going to be that spot where that answers those questions. Okay. From there, we're going to move into sales the referral strategy. Probably the easiest way to grow your business. Friends, families, coworkers, talking about how amazing you are. We'll give you different resources and incentives to get people to want to refer people to you without you having to ask. Then we move into sales overview and fundamentals. If you're going to be an entrepreneur or a coach, period, you have to be good at sales. You have to learn how to love it. So we're going to show you how to maximize your sales capabilities so we can set up 2 types of phone calls. The first is a meet and greet. It's like a screening call. It's like a 10 to 15 minute phone call to figure out, do you really want to work with this person? Can you actually solve their problems? We'll give you examples with our coaches, which will lead us into our closing calls. So we're trying to lock down that lead. We're trying to turn them into a client. We'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you our entire objection handling web. We'll teach you how to create downsells and discounts. Creating financing options will be a game changer for your program. This allows people to get into your program who normally couldn't afford it. And then again, how to lock down that lead once and for all. Once we have that all locked down, we want to go back and we want to track everything. So we want to figure out how many calls were booked. Out of those, how many showed, how many closed. And then just so we have predictable data from month to month. So we'll give you resources on how to do that. Now, the objection handling module, this will be like over 30 different scenarios that people will give you as to why they can't follow through with your course. So the more that we familiarize ourselves with these kind of issues, the easier it is for us to help overcome their obstacles to get them to want to sign up for your program. Client onboarding, probably the most overlooked area by trainers and coaches. It's the first 30 days in your program. This will make or break if people want to continue to work with you. So we want to make sure there's no buyer's remorse. We want to make sure this is a very special moment. This is where standards and expectations are created. But more importantly, we want to get a resource in their hand within that first 24 to 48 hours while you're building out their program. We want to make sure they have 100% trust in you. Client delivery is the fun stuff, week-to-week process and how you deliver services. But how can we do this more efficiently? We're going to show you actually how to utilize ChatGPT to expedite this process. And then no matter how good of a coach or trainer you are, this is going to happen. Someone's going to ghost you. Someone's not going to listen. Someone's going to quit. It's going to be inevitable. But usually the reason why something happens like this is because they want more community aspects. They want to be a part of a larger group. Some of them want more one-on-one connections with you. Some of them want challenges. Some of them want to be incentivized to do what's already expected of them. We give you resources and strategies to get them to want to execute at a very high level again. Okay. From there, we're going to move into customer support, the not so fun side of things. What do we do if someone wants to cancel? If they want a refund, if they want a pause request? How do we handle this? How do we track it? And how do we mitigate it for the upcoming months? And then client retention. We want to keep people for long periods of time, but we want to advance them to higher levels of our programming. We want to make sure that they're happy for long periods of time. So we'll show you strategies how to do that, and then also how to track it. Quick recap, and we'll answer all of your questions. Cool?
Yeah.
All right, the program itself is 4 months long. You have your customized game planning call. You have a one-on-one coach the entire duration. You'll have a coaching calls every 2 weeks. You'll have a sales coach. You'll have the Facebook community and CEO trainings, 5 times weekly group support calls, 24/5 tech support, the optional certification, and the business course curriculum. Is there anything you feel like we've missed?
I don't think so. So how many have you guys put through your program?
Yep, year to date, we've helped over 3,000 students.
3,000? Uh-huh.
Yep.
Okay. And how many have dropped out or just weren't able to, successfully get through the program?
So success
That's a hard question to ask, but it's kind of like, am I gonna, should I do this or should I not? Do I look like I might be able to be successful or not? I'm just looking to be honest with me.
Yeah,
So
I like that. So the ones that are successful are the ones that, like, let me give you some statistics. The average mediocre individual, right in the middle, not on the top, not on the bottom, right? Right now, 73% of our students sign their first client in month 1. On average, it takes people 1 week to do so. All right. So those individuals that sign their client in month 1, by the end of month 4, are averaging over 8K per month. Now, the individuals that don't sign their first client in month 1, but by the end of month 4, are averaging 6,500. So to be a basic, mediocre, middle of the line type of student, you could expect to make 6,500 to 8K per month, which I don't know how it is in California, but that's largely more than any teacher salary that I know, right? Like, that's making some significant money, right? Mm-hmm. So do you consider yourself an average person?
Yeah, at least.
Okay, so minimum, we know we can make to between 6,500 to 8K just by showing up and doing the work. Okay, so you're a teacher.
Which that wouldn't be too bad a month, that's okay.
Yeah, like 8K a month is just over 90-some thousand a year.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's growth. There's for sure.
Yep. So your growth is going to be dependent upon how much of this you make a priority. So like I said earlier, entrepreneurship's not for everybody, right? There's a lot of tactics and skills that you have to master. But the good thing is you're not doing this alone. You have a coach, you have a sales coach, you have ample support. So that support is there to ensure that you're moving forward in the right direction, right? That's what those every 2 week calls are for, to ensure you're constantly accountable. Think about it when you were teaching, right? So if you allowed your students to have an open book test and some of them decided not to have the open book test, they're a dumbass, okay? This is basically like an open book test with the answers highlighted, circled in red. The only way you fail this is if you literally don't open the book and do the work. That's that simple, because literally we have people guiding you through it the whole time. When I talk about hand holding, this legitimately is hand holding to the fullest to ensure you get your business set up and you're successful for long periods of time. Now, do you feel as if just showing up and just doing the basic amount of work, do you feel like this would be beneficial to get you to 8 to 10K per month if it happened in just 4 to 6 months. I don't know any other business model that allows you to make that type of money that quickly with no cap.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that would be worth being slightly inconvenienced to do a little bit extra than what we've been accustomed to in the past?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would probably be something to definitely work for.
100%. Now, obviously, the more that we start slowly like adding in more time to it, like you mentioned earlier, if you go through with this, it's going to be kind of like your career, right? If you treat this like a career, you'll get paid like one. If you treat it like a hobby, you'll get paid like one, right? So if we actually use intentional time and intentional actions, we'll make that money. We'll impact other people's lives. You'll get to be that provider that you want for your family and for those kiddos that are about to be born. And it's going to release a little bit of stress from your wife as well, because she won't have to carry the load so much. And more importantly, you'll have more flexibility and you'll actually be feeling fulfilled in alignment versus having to do something that you're not sure 100% that's going to be giving you that alignment that you've already done in the past, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What other questions you got for me?
So finding, people to, finding clients, how difficult is that through your guys' program? I mean, I know you said I'll have a coach working with me I'm not quite sure how that's all gonna work out, especially in the beginning.
Yep. So right through here, that all those organic marketing strategies, this is how we find those clients, right? So if we're doing this, right? So when we're going through all of these, we're showing you actually earned media. We're showing you different ways to attract people to come to you. We're utilizing all three platforms for people to come to you and for them to want to reach out. We're giving you specific resources to get them to want to engage with you as well. So relatively, it happens easy. And then as mentioned earlier, we actually show you where to find all these people on all three platforms, how to build and nurture these relationships. We give you scripts on how to talk to them. And then we also give you resources in the beginning on how to run different strategies to get people in the door right away. So as mentioned earlier, right now, over 73% of our students are getting their first client in month one. On average, taking people 1 week. Our goal is to get all students their first couple of clients within that first 2 to 2.5 weeks. Happens relatively easy if you just do the work exactly as we have laid out. Now, the cool thing about this is, I'm not sure if you got to read about this, we have a 3 times your investment guarantee, which means that we're guaranteeing you'll 3 times the amount you invest, or you get 100% refund back. So there's zero risk to this, right? Now, obviously there's terms and conditions, but the terms and conditions are you attend your game planning call, which is pretty standard practice, attend all of your one-on-one group support calls with your coach. There's only 2 per month, 1 group support call each week, which is pivotal for your continuous growth. Have to charge at least the bare minimum suggested prices of $250, nothing less than that. Most people charge over $250. Have to run a scholarship strategy within your first 90 days. That's only to get you your first couple clients out the gate right away. So that's going to enhance your, not spend more than 2 weeks on the optional certification and no late payments. If you do all that, show up and work 10 to 20 hours per week minimum, we're guaranteeing you'll 3 times what you invested in, or you get 100% money back guarantee. No other company has that guarantee at all. No other company is also backed by the Better Business Bureau. So the Better Business Bureau is like a report card for legitimate businesses. From an A to an F, we have an A. So when people are trying to figure out, will this work? I always say, well, are you willing to work? Because if you put in the work and you show up, you cannot fail. The ones that aren't making it, or the ones that are dropping out, are the ones that refuse to do the bare minimum work. The ones that are not holding themselves accountable. So do you feel like you'd be 100% committed to following through with this?
I do feel like I could put in the work and be committed to this program. After going through it, it looks like it's doable, something that I can manage.
Yeah, and as mentioned, you're not just doing it by yourself. You have a whole team guiding you along the way. You had mentioned earlier you wanted that guidance. you want
Mhm.
that account.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of individuals that I talk to, they're like, "Oh, I've worked out before. I can probably figure it out on my own." You probably could, but it'd probably take you 2 to 3 years to even figure it out, and then another year or two to actually get it running the correct way. So I tell people who say they can do it on their own. I've been a master level trainer for over 15 years. Okay, so I've trained over 40 clients at a time, 2 to 3 times a week. Okay,
Mhm.
with 5 kids and a wife. So my point is I was charging like $150 per session, making really good money. My point is, in person, if you want to be an in-person trainer, you're going to invest a lot of time and be away from your family. Right now,
Right.
you're about to be a new dad to 2 twins. They're going to need you, right? So you're going to want to make sure there's some type of flexibility in regards to that. So I've seen trainers that have went from in person, they start their own business, they can do well, they continue in person. But I've never seen an in-person trainer switch from that to an online and do it on their own and be successful long term. I've just not seen it yet. I've been in the industry for over 20 years. So I'm telling you this because I went through this, because I was really good with in person, but actually how to run an efficient business, there's a lot intricate details. So yes, you could Google it. Yes, you could YouTube it, but it'll take you forever to actually figure it out. And then as you figure it out, there's going to be new enhancements or new upgrades, such as ChatGPT, AI. No other companies are also integrating that within their program as well. So my point to you is a lot of
Right.
individuals could probably figure it out, but it'll take them years to actually figure it out, and then another couple of years to actually implement. Whereas we can actually have you set up within the first couple of weeks, month to month and a half. And while you're setting your business up, you're also growing your business. So it's not one of those
Right.
courses where you read through it, you watch the modules, and then go back and execute. You're executing as you're going. So while you're building, you're growing, and while you're growing, you're obtaining clients.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like a one-stop shop.
Okay.
All right. Did you get a chance to check out any testimonials?
No, not really. No, I
Cool.
haven't got time to check out that. But
I'll share just
so
2 of them.
how much do I need to put up front? I mean, do to acquire you guys, acquire
Yep.
this help.
So yep, there'll be a payment plan or there'll be a paid in full option. So a payment plan means we put down a down payment, we spread the rest out over 4 months. A paid full option just means we pay the whole thing up front. We save a significant amount of money. Now, no matter where you're currently at, depending on where you're at, that's where I can answer it a little bit better. So for instance, if you're someone that's maybe struggling financially, we do have payment plan options, extended payment plan options. We have financing options as well. So I have numerous options for you. If this is something that you truly feel 100% in alignment with, I have something for you. It's just working that around and getting resourceful and figuring out what's going to make the most sense for you and your family. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Right. Okay.
So we're actually going to dive into that here in about 2 minutes. I just want to show you a couple testimonials. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. First one, Charlotte. This girl was an in-person trainer making about 40K a year. Okay. The reason I'm showing you this is 40K a year out in the Midwest. That's roughly around what teachers make. Okay. After 6 months in our program, she contracted over 200K. Now she's making 70K a month. Now, Charlotte went all in. So she was working between her in-person and online. She was probably working between 60 to 80 hours a week in order for her to get to the fastest route. So for her, within 6 weeks' time, she's already coached. That's how she shot up so fast. So she was fully committed, fully invested. Now, the opposite end of the spectrum, Karina, she was making about 2K a month. She didn't want an empire. She just wanted to be able to travel and spend more time with her kids. So the reason I'm showing you this is you have kiddos on the way. I know family is a big deal for you. All right. So after she started in LCA, and this first tattoo indicates when she started in LCA, bottom tattoo indicates when she quit her job. After 6 months, she was averaging 10 to 12K a month on a regular basis. She's now making 15K a month, and she works about 35 hours per week. Travels, spends time with her kids. That's all she does, living her best life. Okay. So it
Mhm.
happens relatively fast. And these are people that some of these people didn't even have, previous experience. Like Karina didn't have previous experience training like that. Right. So it can happen. As far as the averages go, this is a big deal, man. People are quitting their jobs in 10.6 weeks on average to go full time with their fitness business. The students who stay with us 12 months have 97 clients on the roster on average. Those individuals, the 97 clients, are averaging 366,000 a year. Okay. So when you get to 97 clients, obviously you're going to be, having hires underneath you. We'll teach you how to hire a DMer. We'll teach you how to run ads, when to run ads, and how to bring on other people, right? This first area though, just to get to 10K, you don't got to worry about that portion. It's just finding the foundation set up. Once you're averaging 10K a month on a regular basis, then we can talk about ascending you to mastery level. And that's where we really start kind of implementing like hires, how to lead leaders, how to get you to start stepping away from the day-to-day activities and become more of that CEO. Okay. And our students grade the program a 4.5 out of 5 on average, which means they're getting massive results for their respectful businesses. Any questions at all on the averages?
No, I don't think so.
Cool. So we know now for you, time is not an issue. We know we can dictate at least 40 hours per week to this, correct?
Yep. Yeah,
And we
can
do
definitely put a lot of time into it.
now. After seeing everything, do you feel like this checks all of the boxes for what you're needing in an online coach or program?
I think so. It's kind of tough when you don't know. Starting, what I'm saying, from the beginning.
Sure.
It looks, it's pretty informative, man.
Let me ask you this, because I hear that quite a bit is I think, but you don't know what you don't know. I understand that, but now that you've seen the presentation, do you feel like it adequately showed you from the 0 all the way up to scaling, how to market, how to find leads? Do you feel like those were those things that you said were your biggest bottlenecks? Do you feel like that showed you how to do all that?
Yeah, you know what? I think that if they are as detailed as they should be, as the plans have, as you have laid out, I think going through them, you would be able to learn and probably build.
Right. And
It looks very informative.
And you feel 100% confident that you'd be committed to following through on your end with the resources and support that we would be providing, correct?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'd be able to jump into this.
So is this something that you want to commit to?
Yeah, I think it's something that I can commit to.
Cool. All right, let's talk about the price, right? Let's talk about what's this thing going to cost us. All right. There's a payment plan of 7,000, a paid in full option of 6,200. So the 6,200 saves you $800. Out of those two, which do you think works best for you?
Well, right now I'd probably have to obviously talk to the wife, of course.
For sure.
But,
absolutely.
We would probably the payment plan.
That's what 95% of students do. Okay. So right now what the average student will do is they'll put down usually like around 2,300. That takes that 7,000 down to 4,700. You divide that over 4 months, your monthly payment is like 1,175, which is equivalent to you needing about 3 to 5 clients per month, depending on what you're charging. That's pretty doable, right? Now, do you feel like that payment plan a month is something reasonable for you that you could handle?
And then, sorry, how much was it a month?
So if you put a down payment down of 2,300, that would take your remaining amount of 7,000 down to 4,700. Your monthly payment would be 1,175 over 4 months. Each.
That's something that I could probably definitely, talk and see if I could figure that out with my wife.
Now, if that's something that doesn't work, again, I have extended payment plans, other options. Now, let me ask you this. You mentioned your wife is on board and she kind of knows what your goals are, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Does she know that you're on the call today?
She does know I'm on the call today.
Cool. Is there a time, or before I even ask that, let me ask you this. I know that right now, getting back to like where you're being financially free, you have something stable. That's obviously something that's going to help positively impact your family and her, especially as she's moving in toward like her later stages of pregnancy, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you feel like if you were to take action today, do you feel like she'd be opposed to you taking action if it's going to add the betterment of good for your overall family?
I think she would probably, if I was able to, describe how you have described, the program we got going on here, I think I might be able to probably get her on board, but I definitely have to, describe it to her.
100%. So what do you feel about this? Obviously, I'm not in the business of getting people divorced, especially when they're pregnant, right? Right. So if we can figure out something that maybe makes more sense for you and your family, and we actually take action, commit to it. We can always invite her to the game planning call. So at least she sees that you're taking action, you're being serious, but then she also gets to be a part of the process. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, that might be an idea. Yeah.
So sometimes like me and my
Is
wife,
there,
me and my wife sometimes will have like a specific number that we can't surpass without like addressing one another, right? But there are certain things that I don't need to ask permission on if I know it's going to better me, it's going to better our family, right? So I don't
right.
know what you and your wife's relationship are, but if we figure something, a financial thing that makes more sense and a little bit less invasive up front, do you feel like you could take action to become that leader? And then we can invite her to the game planning call so we can at least commit.
I would have to talk to her, man.
Cool. I get that
So,
100%. Is there a time where she's available where we can maybe all jump on a call?
um, there probably is. Like, I'm even thinking today. I think she's out of. I think she's off of work at 12:30. My son this is his last day of preschool, so they're
Okay.
doing their little thing. Um, I know she's picking him up. Um, yeah, man. Would there be another time that I could contact you and we can all get on the phone and figure out?
Yeah, man. Right now, are you Eastern time? Is that right?
Pacific time?
Oh, you're Pacific time. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So it's almost 9 o'clock.
so yeah, I would have an opening at 12 o'clock if you guys want to hop on.
Okay. All right.
And
Um,
that way we can all get on in this kind of similar setting. She can kind
mhm.
of see me go over some stuff. And that way I can, answer any questions that she might have and she can kind of see how detailed all this is.
Yeah. And I might not, I mean, if you say it's about $1,000 a month, I mean, what's the least, what's the lowest? Because right now I just, I've been kind of don't have as deep as pockets. As
100%. I totally get that. You were very transparent in the beginning about you transitioning, you're in a transitional period. Totally get. That's why I asked. Let me ask you
yeah,
this. How good is your credit? Good, bad, great, awesome, shitty? What does it look like?
I got great credit.
So like we're like upper 700s.
Yeah, 730, 7.
Okay, so you're in a really good spot. Okay, so I have three options for you. I think they're going to be massively beneficial. One for sure, I can guarantee you'll get locked in at. Okay, this other one is called Fund My Contract. I'm gonna start with this one because this is going to be our power play. We're gonna just kind of figure out what we get approved for. So we actually have cards in our hand to play with. So when me, you, and your wife jump on board, we already have statistical information for her. Okay. So Fund My Contract allows us to take that 7,000, but it turns it into much smaller, manageable payments. Okay. The cool thing is, so example, it's a guy the other day that signed up. He got approved for this 84-month loan. Okay. His monthly payments were 155 per month. Pretty manageable, right? The cool thing
Mhm.
about it is it'll either be a 6 or 12 month same as cash. So that means if we pay off the program in 6 or 12 months, there's zero interest. Okay. Now, if you don't pay it off, it's just your normal monthly payments. It's no big deal. The program itself is 4 months long, which it lines up perfectly with our 3 times your investment guarantee. So essentially, let's pretend you put in 7,000. We're guaranteeing you're going to make 21,000 back during your enrollment period. Okay.
Right.
So let's find out what you get approved for. It does not affect your credit. It just gives us an indication on what we have available in our hands. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, sure. I gotta
Cool.
make a text real quick, man. I just came
Yeah.
through. Sorry about that.
No, go ahead, man.
You got a second here? All right, hold
Yeah,
on.
go ahead.
All right.
Okay, my man. Cool. What's a good email address for you?
Sean Borean, Borean at Gmail.
Take us like maybe 3 minutes to fill out, less than that. Okay. So we're gonna put here.
All right.
All right, check your email really quick.
Okay.
And go ahead and fill that out. I won't be able to see what you're filling in. It's going to ask your name, social security, probably your annual income, stuff like that. Do you have a PayPal account by any chance?
PayPal. You know, I don't know if I do, man.
Don't worry about that. We're going through Fund My Contract first, but I'm just kind of going over like different ideas that I have in my head. I want to make sure we exhaust all of our resources so we have a better indication on like what the best route's going to be for you.
Okay. Yeah, man. You know what? I wish I could just speak with my wife here, and then I could figure that out real quick. Is there any way that I can contact you later on today at 12?
Yeah, you can definitely like we can set that up. I mean, I want to book it because I don't have just random times available. I get booked up pretty fast. The point of this is I want to know, I kind of want to see what we have to talk with your wife about. So before you talk to your wife, it's a really good idea to kind of go through our options. So that way you can say, hey, he's going to present you this course information. These are the payments. This is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Men, we're more logical thinkers. We like to go based off facts and specific price points. Women are emotional based thinkers. So if we can show her that we've done our due diligence and we can show her how it's going to actually impact her and the family versus just you, she's going to be more on board that way.
Right.
How are we doing?
Pretty good. I just submitted. It said, thank you for submitting your requests for financing.
Okay, cool. Cool. So I just got a notification that says, did you just get something that says no lender found?
Unfortunately, we're not able to match you with a financing offer at this time.
That's not a problem. That just means Fund My Contract is not going to be an option that's going to be work for us. Now, the next one's called Sweet Pay. I'm not going to make you fill that one out because that's the one I know you'll get approved for. But what this allows us to do is we take that 7,000, we spread it out over a total of 12 months instead of 4, and there's a significant less down payment, significantly less recurring amount. So it's only 5% down of 7,000, which is $350 plus a one-time service activation fee of $59. So to get started today would be $409. And then your next payment would be due July 1st. And that payment would be equivalent, it would be $597 a month ongoing, which is equivalent to you needing about 2 clients per month, which is really easy. Does that seem more realistic for you?
Yeah, that definitely sounds a little bit better. But yeah, okay. All right. Well, can I set up that other time to talk with you? Now
Yeah, did you want to go 12 then today?
Yeah, yeah. Because I actually have to be rolling on here pretty quick.
Okay, cool.
I wasn't quite sure how long this was going to take. And sorry, I should have allotted more time, but
No, it's all good, man. I mean, when it comes down to like different payment plan options, that takes just a little bit more time. So that's something we can go over. We know for sure one's going to work, but then at 12, we'll go over that last option as well with PayPal and kind of see what we get. Cool.
okay. Yeah, that'd be great, man.
Yeah. And now your wife will be present for that one, correct?
Yeah, she should be. Yes.
Perfect. I love it. So I'll see you here in a few hours.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Appreciate
All right, boss.
it.
Yep. You got it. Have a good one.
All right, you too.